Oh man, another day. But it is all good. I am blessed to be in the position that I am today. I know there are many people out there who would love to be in the position that I'm in right now. Although it may not be the best, position, but I'm in a good position regardless. I definitely got good people that have my back. Very strong family unit. I really couldn't ask for more. But right now, I am in grind mode. I have to be in grind mode. I have to do a lot of introspective thinking about, the direction that I want my life to be going in the next few years, or days, months, all the way up to years. You really have to take yourself out of your body. You got to kind of take yourself out of your body and look at yourself as a whole. Look at the way you think. Look at the things that you do. Look at what you spend money on. Look at what you give your time to. All this stuff really adds up into the person that you actually are. And you want to make sure that you are the right person for you. You don't want to be living in a false reality. You don't want to be living somebody else's reality. You want to be living your own reality. And I'm pretty sure there's somebody out there who, like me, was living in another reality. I wasn't really living myself. I was wearing a mask. And I had to remove that mask off myself. And unbeknownst to me, I didn't realize I was wearing it. Or I didn't even realize that I wasn't taking it off at all. It's like it wasn't so much a mask, it was more of a veil. Like who I am has always been there, but I don't think I was really allowing myself to be myself in my entirety, if that makes any sense. And if you're not yourself in your entirety, then the people that are around you, how could you be so sure that they're actually gonna be there for you, who you actually are in the long run? And that got me thinking about a lot of things. The parts of ourselves that we hide because we might be ashamed of it, or we might not necessarily think that it's really conducive to a relationship, a friendship, an employment, or even sometimes with ourselves. When we're with ourselves, sometimes I feel like that we're not 100% authentic. I'm speaking for myself, just generally speaking, actually. Not allowing yourself to be really authentic, even in the time that you're by yourself. Like, are you really authentic with yourself when you're solo? The late nights where you're up and you're thinking, like, are you who you really are? Are you really expressing to yourself who you really are? I was having a conversation with my daughter. She's 6 years old, and she actually makes me think a lot. She makes me think about a lot of things. And one of the things that we were talking about was how important trying was. Me and her went on a trip recently, and she had a backpack. In her backpack, she had a few snacks in there. And she reached in her backpack. She said, "Daddy, can I have a snack?" I said, "Yes." So she reached in her backpack and she pulled out a snack. And before she even attempted to try to open it, she said, "Hey, Daddy, can you open it for me?" And I was this close to doing it for her, but I was like, "Wait, what do you like? No, you go ahead and try first. And if you can't do it, then I guess we're gonna have to throw the candy away because you can't open it." Before I even said, "You go ahead and try it yourself," before I even finished the sentence, she's like, "Oh, I did it. It's already open." I'm like, great, that's awesome. See, all you have to do is try. All you have to do is try. You can't lose if you try. I mean, you can, but you have to try first, and then you realize whether you can lose or not. But that's something else. That's semantics. But she got it open first try, and I was telling her, I was like, "Look, the important thing is to always try, always try." And she said, "Well, I want to try, but my brain isn't strong enough. I can't control my brain." And in my head, I was like, "That's funny." Then I was telling her, "Well, as you get older, you'll learn how to train your brain, and you'll be able to learn how to, control your thoughts as well." I'm still struggling with that, as I believe most people are. But I was telling her you could control your brain once you get to a certain age with practice and things of that nature. So then I was telling her after you control your brain, then you can have more control over your body. And then when you have more control over your body, you can do a lot of things. And then she was like, well, who tells my brain what to do? And I was like, man, like she's asking really deep questions. And I had to think about it. Who tells your brain what to do? You know, there's something that tells your brain to talk to your body to do something, whether that's to walk, whether that's to pick this object up. And that part, the part that talks to your brain, that's the part that we need to, well, that I'm trying to master right now. I'm trying to master that thing that talks to the brain, that talks to the body. For the longest time, I just kind of avoided that part of myself, my subconscious. I definitely avoided it and didn't realize how powerful it could be once you start to work with it. But also inside of your subconscious, there's a shadow there. Like, there is your true self that is in your subconscious. Now, I know some people that are completely led by their subconscious. They're almost on autopilot, which for the most part is good, because they're able to, they're extremely good at setting goals and achieving them. People that don't have a good relationship with their subconscious, it's really hard to do that, because once you're able to get a thought, not just in the front of your brain, but in the back of your brain, your subconscious does the real legwork for you. Your subconscious does the job of recognizing patterns and recognizing opportunities and things of that nature. And it's important to be in tune with that. That's what I'm saying. It's very important to be in tune with that, along with being in tune with what's going on in front of you. The subconscious is a great tool if you use it right, which I'm slowly learning. But you also got to be wary of how that reflects in real life. The things that you might have to do in order to achieve certain goals. Your subconscious is cool with it, but the actions that you may need to take in order to achieve the goal, your emotions, your sensitive side might not allow it. Like, for instance, let's say you want to be top of a company or something like that. Let's say you want to be top of a company, and in order to do that, there's certain things you got to do. Like, you have to be able to grind it out and things like that. But let's say you get up to a managerial position and you have to fire somebody. Your subconscious will tell you, like, this is part of what needs to happen in order to achieve the goal of CEO or whatever. I'm just using the hyperbole. But your subconscious will tell you this will need to happen in order for you to achieve your goal of becoming CEO. But then you'll come down a level to your conscious mind and be like, no, in order to do this, I might need to fire somebody. I'm talking about the subconscious still. I know I'm all over the place, but I'm ranting. But basically, your subconscious is like, okay, if you want to get to CEO, you might have to do these certain things, and one of these certain things, you might have to fire this individual and this individual or whatever. And then your conscious mind, which is basically your heart's not going to really want you to allow you to do that. Your feelings are going to involved. You're going to be thinking about all these things, but your subconscious knows what you actually need. Once you give it a goal, it's going to find the goal for you. And I know I'm going off on a tangent, but that's part of these videos. I'm just talking. But yeah, it's important to understand your subconscious and where it wants to lead you. So become friends with it, understand it, talk with it, and I do believe slowly but surely you'll start to see how the universe starts to shift. Just because your perception shifts, your universe will start to shift. I'll give a couple quick examples. So one day, this was years ago, I wanted to join a soccer team. I wanted to join a soccer team really bad. And I went up to a park, which is in downtown. I went to the park and I was just practicing drills, random park. Didn't really have a whole lot of traffic. It was the middle of the day, so most people were at work. And I'm dribbling the ball, and I'm taking shots on goal, and the goal was just a big oak tree. You know, I'm taking shots on goal, bam, oak tree. You know, then I come back, run a few more routes. And then I saw this guy come by on a bicycle. He drove past. I mean, he rode past. I didn't think too much of it. Then he rode past again, and he stopped, and he was watching me for a second. And I keep dribbling. Then he's standing there. I kick the ball, and it bounces off the tree, and it rolls off to the side, kind of towards where this guy is at. And he was like, "Hey, you play soccer?" I'm like, obviously, you know. But then he's like, "Man, that's cool." He's like, "This is actually really random, but we got a team, and we need like 2 more players. One of our players dropped out, and I'm injured." And I looked at his leg. He had a cast wrapped around his leg. And he was like, "Man, we really need somebody on the team, and all you need is like a pair of white socks and like $15 to join the league." And I'm like, "Oh, that's amazing. That's great. You know, that's what I was looking for." But the funniest thing, I'm pretty much I'm summarizing a lot of this, but it was just so strange because when I went up there to the park, I went up there with the intention on not leaving until I got some kind of sign. I said, I'm not leaving this park. I'm not stopping these drills until I receive a sign. And that sign could have been anything. But the sign was the guy that needed somebody on his damn soccer team. So it's just kind of strange how, you know, how these things work out when you shift your perspective just a little bit. Now, I can go on about how it could work in the opposite way as well, which was working to my detriment up until very recently. I worked my subconscious, unconscious to me. I was working my subconscious into creating something that I did not want. And when my perception changed, that's when, yeah, that's another video. But yeah, I definitely realized the mistakes that I have made, and I don't blame anybody else but myself. I made decisions and I did things that were definitely to my detriment and the detriment of people around me. I learned a lot from it. You know, I spent a lot of nights with insomnia, trying to go to sleep, but I couldn't because there was these things that were unprocessed in my head. And it took a very long time. It took a very long time to, you know, get where I'm at, but the changes happen so rapidly once you actually open your eyes and realize the things that you're doing. It's like looking back at some old text messages from maybe 10, 15 years ago, if you're able to do that. And you look at how you talk, like, damn, that was kind of cringe. Did I really talk like that? You know, in retrospect, you do the same thing with your actions. Even if it was a few months ago, you're like, damn, was I really acting like that? Was I really saying things like that? And like a light switch, you realize, like, I was fucked up. I wasn't thinking straight. I was, yeah, anyway, like I was saying, your subconscious works both ways. It could be to your detriment or to your benefit. Do not let it be to your detriment, because if you want to shift to a negative perception of your entire life and existence, you will be put in a negative perspective of your life and existence. Bad things will just continue to happen to you because you'll be looking for them, and they'll come to you. You guys will meet. You'll cross paths. You'll cross paths. You know, I'm starting to get this image of what it means to me to be guided by your subconscious and positive thinking, and, you know, aligning yourself with goals and a higher power. You know, really coming into your wholeness. And like I said, I can make another video about this, and my videos will get better. You know, I'll do edits and make sure that it's a little bit more cohesive. But what it's like being in a gigantic warehouse. I'm talking about 5 miles this way, 5 miles this way. You know, 25 square mile warehouse, and the warehouse is completely black, completely dark. There's no lights inside. Well, it's completely dark, and inside of this warehouse is a maze. You know, like the hedge mazes, that you would see on Halloween or the corn maze, but you know, this is just a giant warehouse, and inside is a maze, and the walls are too high, you can't see over it. And the only thing that is guiding you is a small light source, and the light source is way in the front, which is where you got to get to, way in the front. The thing is, and the goal is to get to the light. The goal is to get to the light. So, and that's the only thing that you can actually focus on is the light. The light is the goal, whether that be bad or good. It just depends on whatever you tell your subconscious. If you want to look for the bad stuff, there's your light. Go ahead, go towards it. If you want the good, there's your light. Go ahead and go towards it. So the goal is to get through this maze, but you can't deviate from the light. You can't take your focus away from the light. So you must continue. You're gonna go this way. You might hit a dead end, so you're gonna turn around, and you're gonna go down this way. Oh, look, you can keep going. You can keep going, and eventually, with enough mistakes, with enough wrong turns, as long as you don't deviate from the light, you will make it to your destination. And that's what I'm on right now. I'm not deviating from the light. I'm getting to my destination, and there have been so many instances in my life that just tell me to go towards the light. The light is right there. The light is whatever you want it to be. The light is whatever you want it to be, whether it's a new car, a damn new puppy, or a new house, your favorite drug, who knows? I'm not advocating, I'm not condemning or condoning. I'm just saying that's how life works. Your subconscious doesn't care what it is that you're looking for. If that's what you're looking for, we're gonna help you get there. Your subconscious, like, we're gonna help you get there, or I'm gonna help you get there. So follow the light, go through the maze, make your mistakes, make your wrong turns, turn around, stand up, go to sleep, take your nap, get stronger, and get to the light. Get to the end, because we're all going towards the end. Might as well make some mistakes and learn from them while we get there. But obviously, try your hardest not to make mistakes. But you're not gonna. But that's impossible, because you got to take risks. And taking a risk, you'll always risk the chance of making a mistake. Make calculated risks. That's all. I didn't expect this video to be 17 minutes long, but whatever, I don't care. The goal is to make a video every Wednesday about whatever topic pops in my head. But that's all. Deuces.